I can only place myself in the space where you can shoot your shot.
Thank you. I do that. I've done that a lot of times. When I look, I like this guy, like I will place myself there. Just be, if it's like buffet, I'm on the table.
Available for you.
It's Bedroom Diaries time, and of course, you know what it is. Time for relationship talk. And with the very beautiful Daniela with the vibe as always, bold and bold and looking beautiful. And of course, my co-host, the very beautiful Tandy.
Yay!
We're back for Bedroom Diaries, and you know, we give it juicy, raw, how you want it.
I see the hot.
Exactly. So, true story, guys. True story, because this is personal. Okay. And of course, it's Bedroom Diaries. I have to share it because it's Bedroom Diaries. Come on. So this guy, we got talking for a while, and all of a sudden, it's like the guy is taking the whole thing to where I don't even understand where it's going
jumping
to.
at it.
It's jumping. Oh. And he's like, oh, he's traveling somewhere, and he's like, let's go together. Okay. And then in my head, I'm like, as what? Like, what are we going as? Like, is this what people do? Is this it? Like, I mean...
We've not gotten anywhere. You want us to leave the country together kind of thing going out.
Is this a trend? Is this what people do? Is this what is on the streets, guys?
Unfortunately, that's not what's on the streets. For some reason, I don't know how you got that, but see, I don't know how close you guys are, but since you're complaining about it, is that you guys are not close like that.
Yeah, I mean, we just started talking.
So, he's overstepping. As if he's someone that I've known for a while, maybe we're not in a relationship yet, and then he asks that, let's step out now.
You know.
This country don't to tire us now. Let's have a different environment for a minute. That's not bad.
Guys, put it down in the comment section. Have you ever had this kind of experience where you're just randomly talking to this person and the person is already going, like the person is taking like 10 steps ahead of you? Put it down in the comment section. I want to know about it.
Like 90% of babes out there have experienced it. I promise you.
I'm not alone on this boat. But then this brings us to today's topic, defining relationships. It's juicy. I know
that has a lot to it.
Yes.
That has a lot to it.
Look, see, one of the things that I really tell people is, what's your intention? Where is this heading? Where is it?Here are we going? Where are we stepping
For some reason,
into?
they see that as an attack. Why
does it have to be like that, though?
What are you trying to get at? Are you trying to say that, if we do not have a name to what we are doing, we cannot just continue what we are doing? So the whole "who are we" kind of thing is even a joke. That kind of thing. Oh, what are we? There's so many memes surrounding. Right. Oh, so what are we now? Oh, after spending a night with Kiniko, and then he or she asks you, so what are we now?
Because I feel like there are a lot of relationships that, so why I say relationship, because of course
there are different kinds of
relationships, right? And I feel like there are relationships that, you know, we're just together, we're getting to know ourselves, and then 1 year passes, I don't know what we are doing. Another year comes, people are like that for like 1 year, 2 years. Like, what's happening?
The funny thing is then there are some situations whereby, okay, after not saying exactly what you are, you guys spend all that time talking and having that talking stage thing that for some reason does not have a time limit.
Right.
It's so damn annoying. That's just by the way. They don't have the whole, okay, this is what we are doing thing going on. But from nowhere, you're having conversations like, so you're seeing that person. And it just comes out of the blues, like, how are you even asking me this question if we're not doing anything per se? So, yeah.
Guys, let me say this. A lady can decide to talk to 10, 20
a
guys.
Billion.
And if you don't come out and say, babe, I like you. This is what I want. I think we should be in a relationship because this. She cannot assume. I can't assume I'm in a relationship with you. You know how? Because you hurt my feelings, so.
It even goes beyond the, I like you, these are my intentions thing. It's also, okay, what are your intentions? Do you like me? Because me, I can like you. That's where we have this whole one-sided
kind of thing, like you're the only one dating.
Yeah, all the situationships going on. Well, that thing is painful. You've been in one of it.
Guys, see, wait. the more they say, look, this conversation is going to somewhere that I feel like it is so personal because I cannot have something with you. Yes, I mean, I can like you. And you know one thing with ladies, see, I'm not coming for anybody. We can meet someone and we already know that this person is potential. And I like this person.
There's prospects in this one.
You get?
Yeah.
But if the person cannot step up and tell you this is what it is, please, can you not be in that space? Can you not think about it?
You can also step up, but you know all these situations whereby, you've come with the whole, I like you, what are we doing? And then they're looking at you, we are doing what we are doing,
But that's why we're having this conversation.
It doesn't even make any sense. If you do not let your intentions known, and if your intentions do not align with the person you're speaking to, then what are you people doing?
Right.
Are you just playing around?
Right.
And if you're playing around, do both of you know that you're playing around? Because it doesn't make any sense for someone to see themselves as, I'm putting myself into this, because I know a situation that someone just, it was like a one-sided thing. The guy, I think it was the babe, she did not put her all into it, but then the guy puts everything he could into it. So it was like one-sided until they now had the conversation of what exactly is it that we're doing. Then it came out. It was now a whole blowout situation of, really? This has been going the whole time. Because that conversation was not had. And in his head, they were together the whole time. But in her head, it's all like, we are just seeing each other.
We're just seeing each other.
We're just doing the whole, in quotes, casual thing going on, which is in itself inappropriate. I don't even get how the whole casuality of things even work. Yeah, maybe if you don't want to commit. So yeah, that has a little bit to do with commitment. I'm doing a series on commitment.
Guys, why are we thinking that? We're thinking the same thing, because while you were just talking in my head, I'm like, commitment. Because a lot of persons will not want to commit. And I feel like the reason why certain persons don't define relationship is because they don't want to be vulnerable. I know how vulnerable
they've been burned. So
can
to
be.
some extent, you cannot blame them for not wanting to be vulnerable.
Right.
But you can't do the whole, because my ex did this, that. I've been in that situation whereby the guy was like, my ex was so kinikon, this is what she did, blah, blah, blah. And that's why I'm not opening up. And I'm looking at him like, what are we talking about?
Guys, at this point.
Are you saying because that babe of last year or 2 years ago did you anyhow, you're not going to open yourself up to me? See, if you're not going to do it, me, I'm walking away. I can't deal with that with you.
It's as simple as that.
If you're not going to make it known what exactly is it that we're doing, if you're not going to open yourself to it, because in our case, it was that we already defined things. Okay, this is what we want it to be, but then it was not fully presenting himself in that space where it feels like we're connected. So then there is another issue in that, there are levels to this thing.
See, you see defining relationship. Wait, first of all, I want to go into some things that I put down.
Yeah.
I said something about assessing what you want. Okay, now, what do you want out of a romantic relationship? Because I mean, this whole love thing, you never know when love just come knocking on your door. You can meet someone and at that moment you click, the vibe is there, all of that. But then what do you really want? I feel like that question is something that a lot of persons we just want to, I mean, let's enjoy, let's go with the flow. I get pissed. Excuse me, when people say let's go with the flow.
We're just going with the vibe of things. I like your vibe, you like my vibe. Let's just keep going on.
No.
Nonsense.
No.
Rubbish.
No, you don't do that with me. Because who doesn't want to be in a committed relationship where you know that you guys, you both can have fun together, you can do stuff. Who doesn't want to be in that space? Of course,
there are people that do not want to be in committed relationships for reasons best known to them, but it then becomes inhumane when the person you're doing the whole I'm not committed with is to some extent wanting some form of commitment.
Right.
So it then becomes unfair. So if you're not going to do the whole committed, uncommitted thing, that is when the whole conversation of making decisions, making things official comes in.
Right.
If you do not know what you want, maybe the person that you're speaking to also knows what they want. You also have cases where they don't know what they want, but then that is when you can do the whole, okay, let's see how things go. In which cases there are gray areas of that. There are the issues, of course, everything has its own problems. I don't know why life is like that, but it's just like that.
I mean.
So yeah, you have issues like that, but you have to put to the table. I mean, how do I describe that? You have to be on the same level to some extent. You should meet yourself at a point whereby you can have a honest conversation, and it's not the case of, oh, I'm not sure what I want, and then the person is also saying, I'm not sure what I want. You should just go and sleep, please.
Because so you say this thing about having to talk about what you want. It's not just one-sided still. It's you're also asking, ways. Okay, so what do you want? Like, see,
because it has to align.
Yeah, have the conversation. Talk about it. Because how can, for example, see, I feel like this thing has happened to me. I don't know why I feel like it has happened to me because
it has.
Yeah. I'm talking with this person and then all of a sudden you're saying, who are you talking to? Who is that person? Are you my dad?
And then they use the tone of, but you are supposed to know I'll have this reaction. But it's looking like, well, you are not in a space where you can just talk to me like that in terms of what I'm doing.
See, to avoid unnecessary
confusion, conflicts,
all of that. Can we just have the, especially when, I mean, we've been talking for a while and you know that this is, it's still going to boil down to what you want. You know that you like this person. You like this person's vibe. What are you scared of when it comes to, hey, ask her to be your girlfriend? I don't believe it. I cannot ask the guy to be my boyfriend. Like, ask him, can you be my boyfriend?
You're one of those people.
Yeah, I'm one of those persons. I can't. No, I'm one of those persons. I cannot shoot. What shot am I shooting?
I can't even blame you for that because the last time I shot my shot, I was shot in the leg.
You can imagine. You see.
I can only place myself in the space where you can shoot your shot.
Thank you. I do that. I've done that a lot of times. When I look, I like this guy. Like I will place myself there. Just be if it's like buffet. I'm on the table.
Available for you to see us.
Dive in. You understand?
The whole beauty of the whole thing.
So you see, this whole, please, if you are doing this thing with a girl, I will say it again. A girl will keep talking to different guys, but if you don't define it, I don't know if there are girls like that just go with, because I know that I've seen couples where they talk about it and they're just like,
it just kind of happened.
We did not plan it. And most times it's because the two of them already probably they felt it at the same time. I don't know what they call love at first sight. I have never had that. I feel like it is lost.
By the way, it's definitely lost. It's just attraction.
Simple.
It's pretty much attraction. Right. Because a lot of people say this whole love thing is a choice. You choose the person that you want to love. Yeah, you can have the rush of adrenaline and you can have the whole hormones and you can feel lost. Oh my God, he has beautiful eyes. Oh, she looks so sexy. But then the whole love thing in its own self, they say it's a choice. That's why I'm saying they say, because I'm not aware of this whole thing. To be on the safe side. But you have cases whereby, because I see this a lot, it's majorly with the guys. The guys do the whole, okay, as long as we start from, we are seeing each other, then at some point to just get to that level where then it just becomes obvious that, we're boyfriend, girlfriend, and we're in a serious relationship thing. But that whole conversation is not one that can be avoided. It doesn't even have to be the whole, okay, we're sitting down now. Yes, let's talk about it. Point one.
I mean, we can be on a date, we can be driving, we can be
It's as simple as, but you're my babe, right? Anyway, so I feel like this whole commitment thing, because we kind of already look, because we're babes, right? We kind of look to guys to be the ones to take that step. But that's why I see this a lot with the guys. They believe, okay, once you start from somewhere and then another step happens out of nowhere. They are not intentional about it. It just happens. And then you then get to the point where, I'm in a relationship with you, you're in a relationship with me, and then it then seems official because they've started with the whole, okay, we are seeing each other, or we're going on dates, or we've been talking, or we've been saying, this is what I like, this is my favorite color, and all of that. So I see that problem a lot with the guys because, first of all, I see them as the drivers, which is not a bad thing anyway.
It's not.
Yeah, because there are many cases where if the babe then takes that driving step, it then feels like they've lost their masculinity. I don't even know how that works, but for some reason they feel that way, which you can't really blame them for. There's the whole background to all of that, but that's, by the way, that's another topic for another day that will come up in another conversation. You cannot avoid it. It will definitely come up. So that issue is there now brings about the whole blurriness with the whole, okay, we're in a relationship thing, because you already come with the we are seeing each other thing. Once you're seeing each other, okay, you now believe, oh, we owe each other some form of exclusivity, but that exclusiveness only comes with, okay, with an actual conversation. Like I was trying to say at some point, it's not, I don't know if I told you before, but you don't have to have the whole, we're having a serious conversation now and then let's talk about this. Are we entering a relationship or we're not entering a relationship? You don't have to do all of that. You could just be having ice cream and you'll be like, boy, you know you're my babe, right? Or you know you're my guy, right? You know, if I actually told this guy at one point, see, if anybody asks me, I have a boyfriend and it's you I'm referring to, hope you know. And he was like, yeah. And he was like, yeah, okay, that's cool. And then that was how the whole thing just started.
Yeah,
It was as simple as that. We didn't have to sit down to do the whole, okay, so if your father asks you now, we didn't need to do all of that.
We don't need to do that,
It doesn't have to be that deep. It's just the whole being intentional and being official. You have to take that step. You have to say something. You don't just assume it's happening.
Exactly.
Yeah, because they're either guys or babes that they have options. They have many options. Because,
plenty in my DM, you know.
As you dey hot now, see as you fine. Of course, they're supposed to rush you.
You understand. Normally.
So yeah, if you not have cases of that, because there are definitely babes that is just the one guy that is there, so they'll assume, oh, that's the guy that is the one for me. But there are babes with options. There are guys with options. So if you do not do the whole, okay, we're supposed to be together thing, then you cannot hold them against whatever it is they're doing. Yeah, I think you mentioned something about, oh, the guy will just come from nowhere and he's asking a question that maybe...
Who are you talking to?
Yeah, maybe your boyfriend is... Only your boyfriend is authorized to ask that, not the guy that you went on a date with once or twice. Because going on a date is, I mean, what's the big deal in going on a date?
I think I need to talk about that. Look, the fact that you take me on a date, we go out.
Could mean anything.
It's an event. It's an event. Nothing happened. We just went out, had some drinks, talked, and basically even on dates, like yes, you're getting to know each other.
Even if you spend ₦1 million.
You get it's just an event. It doesn't count. And you talked about yes, I mean we're getting to know ourselves, we're already going, but then there has to be like, I'm glad you cleared that out, because I know a lot of persons are thinking, okay, define relationship. It feels like we need
it's a very serious thing.
It's a very serious thing. You need to sit down. No, let's not go that.
It's not necessary. It's interesting to have something like that because it then seems more mature, but you don't need it
You know how when couples say like, babe, we need to talk, and then in the guy's mind is thinking like, what have I done again? No, it's not that deep. Yeah, it's not that deep. Look, we could just be basically going out, and you know what's fun about this whole defining relationship, because it even gives more room to be committed or to enjoy the relationship. Because if we're just talking, and in my mind I know that I like this guy and he's doing all of the right things that I feel like he should do for me, the next thing in my head, I'm thinking, can you just make this exclusive? Yeah. Like, can you just be committed to it?
Do you know the interesting thing is I actually found out that you see all those things that seem like, oh, he's doing the right thing, he must be into me, he must really want us to be together.
It might not be.
He might just be that kind of guy.
Right.
There are some guys that, they are just appropriate like that. They do the whole opening the door for you thing. They'll cook dinner for you and all that. You have a good time together. That's just them. It does not mean anything. It's not that deep. They're just doing them. So, like, that is pretty much just it. So if someone now looks at that and then now assumes, oh my God, that's my boyfriend right there. But in his head, he's just doing his thing. So it then gives space into confusion, and that's what would then cause heartbreak, because if she then comes with the whole, oh, that's my boyfriend, then the guy looks at you like, no, it's as simple as, okay, this is what it is. And there are pretty much different levels to it. You can be seeing someone spending time together with the person and you're not necessarily in a relationship.
Yeah.
You're not committed to each other. You could even be exclusive lovers. You could just be having your own sexual relations, and actually, even to some extent, being exclusive lovers requires a conversation by itself. It requires a conversation because in this day and age, a lot of people don't have only one sexual part.
This brings me to where I'm going to talk about the way women are wired, right? You know, women, we can feel a lot of things, and if we have a guy that shows us that much care, one of the many love languages that a woman has is attention. And if you give the woman the right attention, she can be so quick to, in her head, imagine that,
he's always there for me.
Yeah, he's there for me. He likes me. You know, I think we're gonna, you know, be in a relationship. I feel like this is what we want.
Already even itself.
You get, so there are a lot of ladies that can do that. And if you like someone to that extent, I'm talking to the guys now. You know that ladies are like that. Not all ladies. Excuse me, I cannot imagine that we're dating, but there are ladies who obviously their mind is so wild and they feel like in their head they're already fantasizing all of that. If you like that girl and in your head you know that it's not going to be an exclusive relationship, can you please talk?
I saw one meme, right? And then it said, oh, so Yoruba man introduced you to his mother and you are planning your wedding day already.
Oh my God. You're deceiving yourself. You're definitely deceiving yourself. And see, these things happen, though. It happens. It happens. And see, for you to avoid the whole heartbreak of a thing and not get to waste your time, please define it. I'm going to talk about having to, you know, there are a lot of relationships because there's this TikTok video I saw, and the guy was live on TikTok and he was like, oh, my partner and I, we had a conversation and we are open. It means that they are in a relationship, but they are open. They can see.
I really find open relationships very interesting.
Really?
Honestly, I find them interesting because you've already established the fact that, okay, you people are serious and you're exclusive to some extent. I don't know, maybe it comes out of boredom or something, or maybe you just want to try something new and you're like, you know what, let's just open this up. Let's try to do some small errand here and there. And let's see if we can revive our love for each other kind of thing. Yeah, but that's just by the way. That's not really what we're talking about. What are we really talking about?
Anyways, I mentioned the open relationship thing because just like the video I saw on TikTok, it's because they've had the conversation.
Okay.
Right? They've defined the relationship.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter if, because I know that there are some persons, they're like, okay, friends with benefit kind of thinking, you know, all of that. That's defining relationship. I mean, we're friends, but, you know, there's something serious.
Deceiving themselves.
But, you know, we can just hit it there and here and there, you know, all of that. But there's some level of definition, right? They already know that this is what it is. But where you just leave the whole thing to be open, imagination.
Let's see how things
dangerous.
Go.
Right, yeah.
Let's see how things go.
It's dangerous. It is.
But then there are now different levels of relationships. I think you kind of mentioned that earlier on. The different levels of maybe seeing each other and then going out, which is pretty much just dating. And then there's the whole exclusive lovers thing going on. And then there's being in a relationship where you guys are actually open to yourselves and doing the whole vulnerability of a thing. What is interesting, that's where the whole we're in love comes in. And then there's the open relationships thing, which will always be interesting because, of course, there'll be the point for some people, but why exactly are you doing? If you need a break, take a break.
If you need a break, take a break. I don't know. I mean, you know what's beautiful? We share... human beings are different. We all share different ideas or different opinions, all of that. I feel like with open relationships, it's more like, especially when you guys are not so strong together. Because with open relationships, you can decide to meet someone that tickles your fancy more than the way your partner does, and then the whole relationship goes to shambles.
Yes.
You know that can happen. But what we're driving at is, can you guys just just define
Yes,
it?
whatever it is you're doing, define it to avoid confusion. Simple. It's human decency is pretty much just respect. That is pretty much just it. So if it's that you do not want anything serious, make it open that, oh, I don't want anything serious. Which day was that? A guy was telling me that, yo, Tandy, I really, really like you, and it seems like we have this wonderful vibe going on. Whenever we're together, it's just amazing and all of that. But you see, I'm a very selfish person, and I really do not see myself committing to a relationship. And I looked at him, I'm like, you know what? That is fine. Myself, I don't really want to commit like that. So yeah, so in that case, if I now want to do anything with the guy, we're on the same table, everything is fine.
Yes.
Unless someone now says, you know what, this whole selfishness thing, like, let's switch it up and let's see
what is really there.
Yeah, let's be really serious about it. In that case, you're not having a conversation that then clears the air out, because a conversation has already been had, so you already know where people are. And whatever level you're on, it's not the whole, even friends with benefits thing. There are some people that do not believe, oh, the person I'm sleeping with is, we're doing this whole friends with benefits thing.
Yeah.
Someone is in love.
One person is definitely in love.
And the person doesn't know. I told somebody, see, if people are doing this whole casual thing going on, see, at some point, someone will start catching feelings.
Yes. See,
the person might hide it as much as they like, but somebody between the both of you will start catching feelings. There's nothing you can do about it. What you cannot do is to respect yourselves and do the OC. I'm not entering in any relationship. I don't want this. And then you part ways. It can be peaceful like that.
Right.
If that is possible, you're lucky. If
because I know that just to shed more light on the friends with benefit thing. Yeah. I know that there are some persons you just meet and you guys click. Yeah. And it will just happen. You know, whatever will happen. But I feel like there has to be a level
by the time
of,
it continues.
So if it continues,
if the happening just keeps happening like that, then something has to come up.
Something has to. There has to be a conversation. And like Tandy said, it doesn't have to be so serious. It's in fact, funny enough, just if you want to even talk about the commitment thing, or you want to talk about how you want us to be serious or not serious, or this is not serious, let it just be when you guys are just having, you know, a different conversation, or it's just
so someone does not seem offended. Oh, you don't like me? I'm not likable enough.
You know, that kind of thing. It has to. And I'm still gonna say this again. I feel like the guys have a lot of role to play. I was at a singles event recently, and
hold on, let me first laugh at you.
Look, excuse me, it's bedroom diaries. It's all this relationship. If you know me, you know me. It's relationship. I love love.
You have to be very, very single and very sorry about your single state for you to be in a singles meeting, because it's like a meeting where we all know we are single and we are all sad that we are single. So let's meet together to see.
I'm unapologetic though. I mean, if I'm single, I'm single with a choice. It's my choice to be single. But one thing that I took out of that meeting is that guys have to set the standard, because somehow ladies are very dependable. Like a lady can easily just, like I said it earlier, a lady can have a conversation with you and she already knows that there's potential. This whole thing about commitment, it comes from the guys, from the guy's side.
It has to go both ways.
It does go both ways, but I feel like
the guy can push it.
The guy can push it.
Yeah.
He has to. I mean, because look, a lady can, and you know how ladies are. We want everything in one package. Which sometimes it doesn't come like that.
Yeah, I've accepted the fact that it cannot.
It cannot happen like that. Right?
Manage it the way you see.
With the whole definition of the relationship, it has to come. I feel it might not be it, but it
might be a different case with you. Or you might have you want to take the first step, but it really doesn't matter who takes the first step. It's just
taken the first step before.
It did not end well.
It did not end well. It didn't end well.
Sorry.
Did you just say sorry?
Of course, I have to say sorry. See, I'm too proud to take that first step. If you don't do it, I probably wouldn't. No. And from my one scar that I've had from taking the first step, I probably wouldn't do it again. Yes. I'll just keep batting my eyelashes at you.
I'll give you all of the signs. And if you cannot read
red, purple, green, brown, everything, I'm going to give you all the lights. If you don't get it, we'll walk away. Yeah. And that person will see the lights.
Mm-hmm. And anyway. I feel like guys, guys really don't know how to express their feelings, a lot of them, and I feel like that's one reason why they cannot have that conversation.
Another topic.
They can't have that conversation because they know that, look, my feelings, I don't know how to express it, so they cannot have that conversation. So what do you are you saying that the ladies should step in? I can't step in though.
Well, some of these things are really not that deep. Once you pretty much just express yourself, if you come up with the words, if you can summon the words to just say the whole, I want this. It's as simple as, okay, this babe also wants this. Okay, this guy also wants this. So what do we do from here? Finish.
Right.
As long as you guys can agree on something and it's not ridiculous, you guys can take the step that you need to take. You have to start from somewhere. But without the, in quotes, the whole conversation we've been talking about since morning, without it, there is bound to be some form of conflict somewhere at some point. So in order for you to avoid it, that is when you come up with being open. This is what I want. What do you want? Okay, this is what she wants. And everything becomes easy. No need for drama. You see, drama in life is interesting. It adds spice. But sometimes you don't need it. In cases like this, that it can be avoided, and you can just take things the way they're supposed to be. Pretty much just respect the person you're speaking to, the person you want to be in a relationship with, if that is what you want, or if that's not what you want, whatever it is, be on the same page. Do not keep things one-sided. Do not keep things to the wind or the universe to decide and let things just fall in line. Oh, this bin is going to just drop on the table and things will happen. It's not going to happen that way. So you have to be intentional about it. You have to have the conversations. You have to put in the work if you really need the work anyway. So that is pretty much just everything I want to say based on commitment with guys babes and all of that.
Look, whether it's an open relationship, whether it's an exclusive romance, whether it's
whatever it is,
friends with benefits, whatever, guys, look, come out, define it. Because
communication, number one.
You cannot overemphasize that.
Nothing beats it.
Because
nothing beats it.
I'm so sorry in advance to whoever. It might not be me, but for whoever you're talking with this girl and you guys are just talking and you're making plans that that. the way this society thing or the way life is going right now, nobody really has the time to waste time. Because I feel like if you have to get to a point as a guy where you know that this is what you want, you like this person, don't just assume that she obviously has that in mind. She might have it in mind, but the fact that it's not communicated, she might just assume that, maybe he doesn't really see me that way. And yes, she might not be okay to bring the conversation. Like if it's somebody like me, I will not bring up the conversation, but I would give you the signs. And if a guy is not reading the signs, because some guys, especially when the guy doesn't know how to, he's all about let me make money, but he has that.
He's doing the laid back vibe.
Do you get? But he has that girl in his corner. If he's that kind of guy, he obviously will not read the signs. And I, for one, if I'm in that girl's shoes, I would just assume that he doesn't want me. So to avoid, there are a lot of persons that have missed great opportunities for great relationships because of this, because there's no definition whatsoever, and then the other person just
gets pissed along the way, gets tired along the way, sees a better option that is ready for them and all of that.
And then they just go. So even if the relationship is not going to end up in marriage, or it's not going to be long term, but for some reason she just feels like, okay, this guy he's definite about what he wants. He sees, he knows what I want, all of that, and he's willing to be committed to it.
And he aligns with what I want as well.
Yes, she would go with it. So,
so that's pretty much the story of Jack and what we've been trying to say.
Avoid heartbreaks by defining relationships, please. We've said everything, actually.
We've said what can be said about this.
We've said it. Please, define relationships, please. And also, if you've had this sort of experience, do well to put it down in the comment section. Tandy, how has this episode been? I feel like we've said everything that is on our mind.
Yeah, we've pretty much just said what needs to be said, really. I mean, I always have a lot of things on my mind, but we've said what needs to be said in terms of this topic.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can always contribute to whatever it is we say, and yeah, we'll definitely read it. We might not read it out here, but we've read it and we've seen it.
Right. And of course, Bedroom Diaries gives you an opportunity to share your story, your beautiful story. So whether it's story of how a guy just from nowhere just imagine that you already know that we're in a relationship. Anyways, share it.
If I below now, yes, we're in a relationship.
You know, money. It has to be money. Anyways, send us your beautiful story on to the email that's on your screen. Yes, somewhere on the screen or in the description box. Do send us an email and your story will be read on Bedroom Diaries. And it's about time. It's about time to close this.
It's a wrap on the show today.
Right, we have fun. I had fun talking about this because I feel like this is one personal thing to me because it's happening to me right now. So I had fun talking about it.
Give that man a chance in your life.
Anyways, follow us on all our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, as well as TikTok. The links will be in the description box. Do also follow us there and
share, talk about it. Even if you don't like it, subscribe to the channel.
Right.
Do what needs to be done in terms of making this thing blow. Because we said a few things that you've been able to learn from this thing now.
And someone else has to learn.
Yeah.
Exactly. So do what to share. And we'll see you on Bedroom Diaries again. The very beautiful Daniela and
Sandy.
Exactly. Where else? Bye guys.